Are you a consulting business owner seeking a better way to scale to your next million in revenue? Accelerate Sales Podcast features other experts who have cracked the code to predictable revenues with proven sales systems that quickly increase revenue and get you on the fast track back to doing what you do best. Now let's accelerate your sales with today's episode.
Hello to the Accelerate Sales Solo Podcast, episode number 352. Today's topic is 8 ways to get more revenue with video. You're going to learn 3 key things. 1 is how to overcome video. 2 is 8 great ways to do it. And 3 is some tools to help you. If you're a first time, welcome. And if you love what you hear, please subscribe. If you're regular, thanks for your support. Always appreciate those reviews, in particular, the iTunes reviews. Please check out past shows on your favorite platform. Just search Accelerate Sales and don't forget those amazing interview shows as well. So look, I loved nothing better than jumping up on stage when I was in corporate. We didn't use teleprompters. It was just sort of raw. You spoke from natural experience. And I thought that would just replicate nicely over into video. Hell no. I really struggled and used to use every excuse under the book. You know, I had poor camera. You know, it took me too long to set it up. I didn't like the sound of my own voice. I still don't, but that's another point. No one watched it. You know, every excuse in the book because I just felt so awkward when it came to me looking at a camera. You know, 10,000 people in a crowd, no problem. Looking at one person through the lens of a camera, I really struggled. And I wonder, you know, what are some of the excuses that you've gone through or you're going through right now in your mind when it comes to doing video? Look, for me personally, SARS 2 came along and I felt that, you know, the world sort of went from perfection to progress, right? You know, we've all seen the you know, you think these people have got, you know, a top star, a TV star, or someone sitting at home. You think, come on, you can do a little bit better than that, right? We all normally have a better setup than them. But I think, you know, people are more out in the content and it's now a little bit more liberal around the conditions that we do. And, you know, I went on a bit of a journey to help me. So yes, I did it every day, which I'll, you know, recommend you do the same. But what I got was first an acting coach. So Pip Edwards, big shout out to you, Pip, for helping me. Then I upgraded my webcam. So I got a Logitech webcam, just went from the standard one in the Mac, which was great. Now I've upgraded to an SLR. So if you want to know more about that, let me know, because it took me a little bit of pain to get there. I also did a video engagement pod as well, thanks to Nina Furip, who helped me do that. So that was great. And ultimately, I did it every day. Whether I launched it or not, I didn't care. I just did it. And I still cringe at every video I put out. And do you just think about the last time you bought a service, and I'm sure if you asked that person what they thought about their video, they would complain or they'd say it's not great or whatever, but you still bought the service, right? You do care so much about how we look and talk and etc. But to be honest, our audience don't. It's the actual product that is selling. Yes, there's a connection to you, and I'll talk about that more in a moment, but really it is the product or the service that you're selling. And Drift say that 55% of communication is body language, right? We can only do that through video. Anyway, you've heard it before, so let's get into the 8 ways. So number 1 is story. Okay, people buy from people. We all know that, right? And the best way to get you across as a person, get people to like, know, and trust you is through your story. So you can have one for 3 to 5 minutes. And where I think you should really have that is on your LinkedIn featured section, especially if you're doing a lot of outreach on LinkedIn. I think it's great. I'll tell you where else you can use it in a moment. And also the about section on your website, right? But get that story right. And there's lots of story arcs, etc. But you've got a unique story. Any story at the moment is better than none. So please get that out. Number 2 is cold outreach, right? So whether you're using, you know, email or whether you're using LinkedIn, I still think that an email in your sequence is a brilliant way to build that connection. Ask them if they would like to hear about your story. So always ask permission. You've heard me say that on a lot of my other podcasts. And then if they say yes, then send it. And what you're really doing is saying, hey, look, this is my story. See if you really want to connect with me, and then I want to hear your story, right? So it's breaking it down And the other thing is you do it once and then it's repeatable by your team. So you don't have to send it every time, right? It's not a specific video to every person. And also you can use video in your calendar system as well. And I'll mention that in a moment when I talk about my tools. So we've gone through story, cold outreach. And the next one is sales follow-up. You've really engaged people by your story, which is fantastic, but then you can take it a step further and actually customize it, right? So you can send videos of value. So it might be, as an example, send them a video. Like for me, I often talk about LinkedIn posting or how to do your profile, something like that. So I'm adding value because there's nothing worse than someone saying, I'm circling back, did you receive, etc. It's like, well, adding value, they know why they're getting back to you. But wouldn't it be great if that's got you in the face to match that 55% of communication is via body language? And also you can customize videos as well, leveraging all your research. So I think that's really important. So far, once again, we've done story, cold outreach, 3 was sales follow-up. So number 4 is post-purchase. You really get excited when you buy something. Well, more importantly, when someone buys from you, right? You get really excited. But guess what? The person that's actually bought from you is probably least excited. That's right. They actually have got a bit of post-purchase remorse. You think about it. When was the last time you bought a service? As soon as you buy it, you think, oh, is that the right one? Should I pick another one, etc.? So it's a very vulnerable time when someone just purchases. So wouldn't it be a great way to maximize this vulnerable position by sending them a video restating why you're working with them, how you're going to work with them, and what will happen next. A great way to do it. So therefore that we've gone through, but before I go through the other 4 ways to get more revenue with video, I'd like to talk to you about Book Like a Boss, which we use in short as BLAB, B-L-A-B. Most of you have used the scheduler before, Calendly, Acuity, you name them, but then they're not all created equally. I love using Blab because of the great user experience, custom branding, questions, but most importantly, it allows you to put video in there. So it allows you to put YouTube, and it's not Wistia, but there's one other that it allows you to use, so that once again, you can really enrich that experience through video. But why not check it out for yourself? Just go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/blab. That's B-L-A-B. All the links to this and other things I mentioned will be in the show note on your podcast app that you're listening to now. Okay, so we've covered 5. Covered 4. Let's go into the 5th, which is membership renewals. To increase the chances of a member renewing, send them videos asking them for feedback along their journey, right? Don't be one of those people that has a great membership, collects money, but doesn't ask for that feedback. And the other one is near the end of the membership when it's about to renew, maybe 1 month, 2 months out, send them a specific video, right? And mention that the renewal is coming up, right? But give them the chance to talk about it then. It's too late once they decide not to renew. So number 6 is case studies, and you've heard it a million times before. Get case studies on videos, right? So I won't bang on about that. But I do believe the format really helps. So the format that I use, and I got it from Taki Moore, and then I've sort of adapted it slightly. 1 is who the person is. 2, what problem have they got? Number 3 is what impact is that problem generating? Then 4, what actions? 5 is what the outcome that they received. And then most importantly, the last one is the lessons. What lessons did they learn? And you can use Zoom, you can use other platforms to interview your customers to make it really easy. So there will be a little format, like I said, that template of case studies. It's in the show notes. Just go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/case study. And the other areas that you can put that in is your featured section on LinkedIn. So go check out one of mine. Sales process that we've talked about before, your website, of course, in multiple spots, and also your booking system. Like I said, we use Blab, but whatever you use. So number 7, we've only got 2 more to go. So a video sales letter, a sales page, whatever you call it these days. Do you have a masterclass or a webinar that might go for 45, 60 minutes, right? As TikTok Reels, and other short form videos, I forget what the YouTube version's called, as they become more popular, people don't want to watch 45 to 60 minutes, right? They want a shortened version. So go check out an example of that. Go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/ASP, and there's a 10 to 12 minute summary of exactly what I do. And you can also have the FAQs. At the moment I don't, but you can turn the FAQs also into videos as well. So last but not least, number 8, demos. So seeing is believing. And if you're a SaaS partner, you can do a generic demo, especially for the smaller clients that maybe, your the brand that you're working, they may send you some clients that aren't ideal, but you can certainly, help them out. That's fine. But use demo videos to do that. And, you can also do this by targeting. So if you've got target industries, you might do a couple of them so that it's, it's more specific than just to anyone, but it's also generic. Now, I promised that I'd list some tools that I recommend to help video and help you to get more revenue with video. So Blab, that I've already mentioned, Book Like a Boss. Dub is a great platform that we use for sending short, sweet videos. Think of it as like Use Loom, but I think more powerful. Video Ask is good, and you can certainly have that on your website so you can get feedback from people, good for testimonials. ScreenFlow is what I use to capture my serious videos, like the 10 to 12 minute ones. That's Apple-based. Cloud App is great for little short videos that you want to send people, especially screen sharing. Elgato is a device I use to transfer my SLR image into videos. Grain is a great recording, so it links into Zoom. That's it, into Zoom. And the great thing about this is it basically gives you a transcript and a little note button, and you can take sections and just send them that. Also, you can use that as great ways to capture testimonials. Clipscribe is a really good way to do video posts on social. And last but not least, Zoom, which I've mentioned. So I know I'm a little bit longer on this one, but there was a lot of information to go through. So there's 2 key actions I want you to take today. One is do video every day. I don't care if you show it to people or not to begin with. Just do it. And the second is pick one of the 8 and do it. And then most importantly, send me an email showing me what you've done. You can get all the links in the show notes at paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast, episode number 352 on the app you're listening to now. I recommend the Pocket Cast app, not an affiliate, but I love it. Please follow me on LinkedIn if you know someone interested in upping their video game to get more revenue. Please share it with them. They will love you and they'll think you're a sales rock star. Please take action to accelerate your sales.
I'm fired up after today's episode. What about you? But hey, before you go, learning is just one piece of the puzzle. Now it's time to put today's strategy into action. Head over now to today's show page at paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast and share how you'll put it into action. Be sure to head over to your favorite podcast platform and subscribe, rate, and review the show. Tell me what your favorite episode is. And don't wait 1 minute more to gain access to your pulse check at paulhigginsmentoring.com. This could be the difference between struggling to get more leads and making this next quarter your best one yet.